So we arrived in Kunming at the end of August 2021, and even though I love the city of Kunming, I didn't plan to stay very long because I'd rather be in green Dali. So after a long drive, we arrived late in the evening, and the next day we wake up early because I have some work to do, and then we meet up for lunch with an old friend from Shanghai who has become a bit of a green celebrity here in recent years, my friend Leo. Leo suggests that we meet at a small local restaurant that veganizes many of its dishes in the city center. Needless to say, a good day in perspective. Leo is waiting for me at the front of the restaurant. This part of Kunming is so cute, so charming. The streets are narrow and the trees cover most of the city with their green foliage. Like, Kunming is located amid the mountains, and so the city as well is like very hilly. This part of town has a Southeast Asian feel to it. Like, the food stalls and restaurants open up on the streets, and people are either waiting for their snack or enjoying tea or coffee outside. Even the air smells familiar to other places in this part of the world. Yunnan dishes are one of my favorite cuisines in this country, so without too much waiting, we enter the local place and find seats upstairs. The place is packed. Leo today is quite the celebrity in Southwest China when we talk about sustainability. From the mountains of Dali to the city center of Chengdu, if you mention sustainability, you will be referred to him as someone very active in his field. He's originally from Anhui, a province next to Shanghai, and he lived in multiple large cities in Asia before moving to Yunnan. He was in Chiangmai, Thailand, I believe. Leo, you will hear, is a natural leader and an environmentalist at heart. He already lived out the sustainable values before realizing more people shared similar values and ways of living. Wanting to know more, he dived into the community and ancient practices. And then, one thing led to another, and he decided to turn this into his work. Leo has been vegan since 2019. And he says it was one of the easiest things he ever did. He never really craved animal products, and he was always on the lookout for new places, new restaurants and farms that provided a whole food and plant-based dishes. And then he creates tours for tourists who want to visit Yunnan more consciously and sustainably. This social entrepreneur has been on my radar since day one. He's very active in different green communities throughout China. His online presence is felt through consistent updates and news, yet I believe that his offline experience is quite unique. When he speaks, he does it with so much passion and conviction, like he's on a mission to share a message, a way of living, and lots of laughter. So after this lunch, I continue to Dali, and Leo and I actually meet us a couple of days later in Dali at an incredible farm just outside of the old town called Veggie Ark. This farm is a dream for many. It has multiple rescue animals, and they grow local vegetables and flowers and fruits organically. There's a restaurant inside and a shop with healthy organic produce and local crafts. Leo also tells me that they also host workshops, body movement classes, and a weekly farmers market for anyone who would like to sell their organic or local products. The land is pretty large with an incredible view over the lake. Leo is definitely no stranger here. People greet him warmly. And we chat again for hours talking about his business and organic food in Yunnan, veganism, and where we are road tripping next. Because he wanted to visit nearby villages which still use traditional techniques to produce cloth and dye and other tools. So we're going on a little road trip. So we decide to leave the next day early, and we'll try to do everything in one day. So on the program we have Zhocheng Village, Chaohu Town, Shaxi, and maybe a hot spring in the mountains. The day starts with a short drive to Zhocheng town, just 30 minutes outside of Dali. Yunnan is home to the most diverse ethnic minorities in China. Today, we will mostly be traveling through the Bai Autonomous Prefecture. Our first stop is to visit a local tie-dye atelier that still uses traditional methods of indigo dyeing. It's family-owned by a local Bai family household. It is so incredible to be here. Leo is looking to have them produce products for his brand and his community, and he intends to do it in the most sustainable and community-backed way possible. It's just amazing. We enter through a side door and then find ourselves surrounded by large barrels of indigo dye and strips of cloth hanging, drying from bamboo rafters. On the walls, we see information in both English and Chinese about the dyeing process. And then once we're past the entrance, we enter like a courtyard, a beautiful courtyard, and we can see all the surrounding rooms. One has been turned into an education and tea room to host guests. Another one serves as a shop. Then another one stores all the white fabric that have yet to be dyed, and so forth. Leo brings his samples to the lady in charge and the products, and while they're discussing and negotiating, I walk around with KAILU. One of the grandmothers is prepping the fabric. She folds them, dries them, and hangs them back on the rods. I ask her if she's alright having her picture taken, and she answers me with a nod and a smile. An hour later, Leo and I hit the road again to Chengdu town, which is a good 2 hours away from where we are currently. And no luck, we are unable to find the special woodwork atelier that Leo was hoping to find. So we drive back to Dali, but on the way we stop in a very special place called Shashi Village. Leo and I are quite tired from our day, so we go to the main square of Shashi Village for a cup of tea and a coffee before continuing to Dali. It's late at the night when we arrive to Dali, and Leo and I say our goodbyes because he's heading back to Kunming the day after. We don't know when we will see each other again, but we know that we have a lot to accomplish together.
Me, I think it's, I don't know, I think this, I really can relate to the 17 goals. I think it's been part of my life, like, it's things I really care about. Like, I care about people, like, so one of the biggest reasons I started doing, like, sustainability, because I also wanted to help other people. So this is like, naturally, it's just part of what I'm doing. I didn't even have to think about it. It's like, yeah. So my focus, so I run two projects here. The first one is a social enterprise called Green Solutions China. Other one is Zero Plastic Vegan Tours. So you will understand what it does. So our focus is zero waste lifestyle. I think the biggest reason probably it just in me. I don't know. It's like I always loved nature. I always hate stuff. Even when I wasn't vegan, I'm vegan right now. Even when I wasn't vegan, I didn't crave meat.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like I think my whole life's been pretty kind of sustainable-ish. So I think it's my calling to do something, what I'm doing right now. And also organic farming. So organic farming, organic food is huge here. I think it's in Yunnan, probably is the biggest in China. There's the mountains, and also it just feels right to grow food organically. So that's the major focus. Yeah, 3 days.
Great.
Like when I'm not cooking, I usually go like to vegan restaurants to eat. I discovered that so the restaurant owners and they're doing the business not just because they don't eat meat, also because they want to promote like healthy like eating habit. And so first the no meat, like no meat products. Also the ingredients they use is are very different. Like if not organic, 100% organic, they definitely use like fresh ingredients.
Yeah, definitely. I think the big shift is like in the big cities like Shanghai and Beijing and even Chengdu right now is huge. Yeah, it's growing like it's really fast. But in like southwest China, like in Yunnan, it's more and more people have like awareness right now, but it's still kind of going slowly.
I think it's really important for the Chinese audience. I think it's not easy for them to do. So it's called "Be Yourself." The rest of the quote is everyone else is already taken. Yeah, I think it's really important for them.
Can you explain to me why this is more important for the Chinese?
I don't know, maybe it's the culture thing. We are not taught, educated to be themselves. Yeah, but I noticed like the younger generation, even they're still struggling, when they're making a decision, but they have more awareness. They have to live a life they want, not a life their parents want. I mean, the younger generation, they're slowly changing, but still, it's still a long way to go. To get there, but they're getting there. Yeah.